Hey everybody, DXUN here, and I'll be talking about your Demonology Warlock. So, as you have heard, I'm sure, if you haven't, then I guess you'll be learning that Demonology feels quite a bit different than before. I'll be the first one to admit I freaking hated Demonology spec before. Now, this way around, a lot more fun, and therefore, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of how I would actually select the talents for it. So, first one. We have Shadowy Inspiration. Demonic Empowerment also causes your next Shadow Bolt to be instant. So Demonic Empowerment is basically this ability you use to buff three of your demons. Okay, so you're like three. I'm like, don't worry, man. You'll have many demons with Demonology. You'll sometimes have 10, 15. I can see this being limitless as far as the amount of demons you can have. So again, all it does is you use it. It's got a cast on it. Let's give you the timer. 1.1 second cast empowers up to 3 of your active demons with dark energies, and it picks the 3 strongest. So it'll usually pick your main demon that you have active all the time. Let's say it's blue or whatever. It'll pick if you have selected this here, the Dreadlord, it'll empower your Dreadlord, and then usually one of your Dreadstalker if you have them up. If not, then it'll go to your imps. But again, it just works its way down and starts at the top. So that's the one thing to keep in mind with that. Now, if you use that, every time you use it to empower your demons, which has a cooldown of, again, 1.1, actually, cooldown doesn't have a cooldown, sorry. But it lasts for 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, you should be thinking about reapplying it. It costs a lot of mana too, so you're going to recognize maybe that as well, that you need to be cognizant of how much mana you spend. Because if you don't, then you'll be doing a whole lot of this life tap, like in the old days. But anyways, it's a very efficient life tap as we speak right now, so just so you know. So the one I picked, the Shadow Flame, it's instant, 40 yard, 14 second recharge. There's 2 charges that you can actually use. Lobs a ball of Shadow Flame at the target, dealing 8.8k Shadow Flame damage and 10.5k Shadow Flame damage over 8 seconds, and it's stacking. And it generates 1 soul shard. That's the key there. It's instant, and it gives you a soul shard. That's what I like the most about it. And again, 2 stacks, and also remember the timing, 14 seconds, right? And then the next one is Shadow Bolt has a chance, 15% chance to make your next Call Dreadstalkers free. So Call Dreadstalker costs you 2 shards to cast, and it will summon 2 Dreadstalkers. And there's talents that can allow you to spawn 2 imps with them as well. And there's also something in your weapon to summon a 3rd Dreadstalker. So you could be summoning 5 every time you summon Dreadstalker. Again, let's give you a little rundown of the talent for Dreadstalker. It's 2 soul shards, 1.59 cast time, 15 second cooldown, and summons 2 ferocious Dreadstalker to attack the target for 12 seconds. Again, you might think this is really powerful as far as like buffing all your Dreadstalker and all that, but again, you'll realize later why that I'm not going that route. I picked Impending Doom, especially if you got AoE fight. This is going to be badass. Doom also summons 2 wild imps when it deals damage. Now you gotta remember, Doom is about a 15 second cooldown. It runs for about 15 seconds, sorry, and then it doesn't do any damage until the very end. So it's very important if you pick this that you let Doom run its course. There's a very good rotation that works right now for it, where you can't mess it up unless you just don't follow your rotation. But if you follow it, it should like fall in the right spot, and then where you never actually override your Doom and basically screw yourself from having all these imps spawning. Now, you never quite cast Doom, anyways, in the spec that I'm using. So we'll keep going. Improves Dreadstalkers, passive, call 2 Dreadstalker. Now also summons 2 wild imps. So that was saying, like I was saying before, if you pick this, that will summon the 2 imps with the Dreadstalkers. I don't use that right now. Again, it's all a matter of choice. But there's definitely plenty of choices. Implosion, instant. Demonic forces suck all of your wild imps right towards the target, and then causes them to violently explode, dealing 8.8k Shadow Flame damage to all enemies within 8 yards. So pretty good AoE. You're not gonna. That's the thing. You gotta remember. A lot of people get excited, but there's a lot of talents that are for different things, completely different things. So if you're depending on what you want to do, this won't work with other well with others, right? Like especially Impending Doom is one talent that you would love to have with Implosion, but you can't. Therefore, it really makes you spawn a whole lot less demons than you would normally, and therefore it doesn't make this talent as good as it would normally be. So, but again, we'll just keep rolling anyways. Soul Leech, I'm picking Soul Leech here just because of the purpose of leveling. I'm using that. I just like having, like, my Shadow Bolts grant me and Tanky there, blue, absorb 30% of the damage they deal for 15 seconds. If you want to go more like a one target at a time kind of guy, then or a girl, you can use the Fell Guard, and it's pretty darn good. It'll do more damage, and it will stay up and no problem, and keep aggro. If you're going for total AoE madness, you probably want to use blue, but again, it's just a matter of preference. Okay, so that's it for Mortal Coil. 22k mana again, instant, 45-second cooldown. Aurifies an enemy target into fleeing, incapacitating them for 3 seconds, and healing you for 54k healing. Again, all the numbers I'm giving you are based on my Warlock, who's level 101. I forgot to mention that, but all the numbers they all scale with your level. So if you hear in any of my videos any numbers, it's all based on a number. Most of the ones that I haven't specified the level are usually the ones that are level 100. Okay. If you want to know and I didn't actually mention it, just ask me and I'll go back and I'll try to tell you. But I'm pretty sure I got a good idea of what the levels were on most of them. Anyways, so yeah, so here this one is basically a heal if you want that, which I don't really need the way I'm set up. Shadow Fury, which is really good if you're gonna do if you're not gonna be tanking, or your blue is not gonna be tanking. Then you're not gonna have a pet that's gonna tank. Therefore, you're not gonna need this. Then obviously Shadow Fury really good. AoE stun like it used to do, but now it's a cast. That's the only thing that sucks. It's a 1.19 second cast instead of being instant, which a lot of people are mad about. That's probably one of the few things that I don't like about Demo. Why are they changing something that worked well? Hand of Doom, that's the big one right there. It's a passive. Your Hand of Cooldown now also applies Doom to all the enemies that it hits. So when you use Hand of Cooldown, let's give you the tooltip. It uses 1 to 4 shards. So it depends on how many you have available. If you only have 1, it'll take 1. If you have 3, it'll take 3, up to 4. Right? It's a 40-yard range, 1.19 second cast, calls down a demonic meteor full of wild imps, which burst forth to attack the target for 12 seconds. So right off the bat, you're getting a lot of imps, especially if you have 4 shards. It will deal up to 10.5k shadow damage to all enemies within 8 yards of your target, and it will summon up to 4 imps, so 1 imp per shard, based on your soul shard, obviously, that you consumed. Now, so you're getting, if you're assuming you have 4 shard, you're getting 4 imps. Everything that hits that thing within 8 yards, gets hit with Doom. As soon as your Doom is over with the 15 seconds, it will actually drop another 2 imps per every single one of those targets, because I have Impending Doom right here selected, right? So I'm gonna get, again, a ton of imps every fucking where. So that's the whole purpose of this. So that's why I think a lot of people get excited about Implosion, but again, they don't realize that Implosion doesn't work very well if you don't have Impending Doom. So again, it's just a matter of, you gotta keep track of what you are going for. Also, if you go for Implosion, you won't get the Dreadstalker stuff either. So you won't get the 2 imps with that as well. So again, there's a lot of things to think about before making your decision to pick Implosion, if that's what you're gonna do. So, and after End of Doom, you have Power Trip, a passive. Demonic Empowerment now affects all of your active demons. So instead of having only the 3 every time you use it, now you can actually have all of them active at the same time as soon as you use it. That can also be really good as well. I'm not going to deny that. But again, remember, if you don't have as many demons, then this is not as good or not as needed as it looks. Soul Harvest, 1.59 cast time, 2 minutes cooldown, refill 5 soul shards. Not a bad cooldown either. as the soul shards can go out the window really fast with End of Doom, killing 4 of them in one go, and you're casting that every 15 seconds or so. So that's another thing too, right? You're so basically that's what I'm going for. Again, End of Doom. I want that thing. I want to spread that Impending Doom all over the place and get a ton of imps, right? Okay, so the next one, Demonic Circle. You summon a Demonic Circle for 6 minutes. You may then cast Demonic Circle again to instantly teleport you to its location and to remove all snare effects. Right now, as I'm leveling, it's not really useful, but obviously with the loss of I think it's called Hand of Kil'jaeden, the spell that you could use to make you move while you're casting, it's gone, or it's not there for a demo. Either way, so that basically makes this actually a very good option if you want to quickly move without actually moving. Burning Rush hasn't changed. It's still something that basically increases your speed by 50%, but damages you for a part of your health. And then Dark Pact, I really like as a really good defensive cooldown. Sacrifice 20% of your demon's current health to shield you for 400% of the sacrificed health for 20 seconds. If you have no demon, your health is sacrificed instead, usable while suffering from control impairing effects. So if let's say you're stunned or whatever and you want to use it because there's a big hit that's coming or whatever, you can still use it. Really, again, a really good cooldown to keep you alive. I think I used it earlier and I had like an 80k shield or something like that, so not bad. Again, that's what I'm using right now, but if I'm doing mythic fighting and stuff like that, I probably would go more for something like this. Depending on the fight too, some fights I might actually prefer this as well. If there's a fight that's really heavy on damage and it's really hard to heal you, then obviously Dark Pact is going to be preferred more than likely. So the Grimoires. First one empowers your demon pet, causing it to have 20% increased health and deal 20% increased damage. So as Demonology, I think it's more like a no-brainer. I picked this one. This one instantly summons a second demon which fights for 25 seconds. The demon will instantly use one of its special abilities when summoned. This one, I'm still trying to figure out how it works because it didn't seem to work properly. We're still again in alpha, let's remember this. So things are bound to change. So this has the potential to be good, but again, until I see it work, I'm not going for that, right? And then Grimoire of Synergy, passive. When you or your demon deal damage, there is a chance to trigger a demonic synergy, granting the other one 50% increased damage for 15 seconds. Not a bad one either, right? So again, I would probably be a toss-up between these two. But I like that this empowers my demon by 20% right off the bat. Bam. And he does most of they do most of the damage, so. I'm going to check though, again, just to double check. But again, these two are the ones I would go for. The last one, I really like Summon Dreadlord. I have to double check though the damage as well on that to make sure that it fits right. But it's like their second strongest demon. Every time you empower your demons, he's right after your Felguard. Or your Doom Guard or whatever you decide to do. Demon Bolt, draw energy from your demon. It replaces Shadow Bolt, by the way, just so you know. So, draw energy from your demons and launch a ball of demonic energy at the target, dealing 8k chaos damage. Damage is increased by 30% for each demon that you have. This actually could be really good as well. Might actually be better than Dreadlord, because you're still empowering anyway. It's just removing a cast that you have to make every 24 seconds. And this is already made anyway, because you're already casting it to get soul shards. You are now able to maintain your control over even greater demons. That's the one where you can get your Doom Guard. And so this one, I'm not going to really have a say on this one. I'm going to double check, because they all seem to be very viable options that change quite a bit the way you run things. Although these two, not too much. It's just this one you get one less ability to deal with, because you forget this, and this will deal a lot of damage anyway. It's just you get a free demon every 25 seconds, no matter what you do. And then this one, we'll have to do some more testing on Doom Guards and Infernals and see how that runs with the the logs, but it will happen, trust me. Once we do all the testing and all that stuff, I will go back and reassess all of this. But again, as we stand, this runs really well. You just don't. If you have blue, you won't die at all. You'll just tank everything and you'll just laugh. And if you have Felguard, you can use his AoE and all that stuff, and you'll mow some stuff down pretty quickly. If he doesn't have it, that's when he doesn't keep aggro, and then you have the problem of having to deal with that. But again, overall, really impressive what they've done with Demo. I think they've gone a long way from changing what it was, the image that it was, the bad one, to a really good one, I think, with this. Again, just a couple of things to tweak here and there, and then they'll be up there. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys later.